are on the stream, if you can please handle roll call.
Yep. Chairman Glover.
Here.
Co-Chairman Dick.
Present.
Commissioner Kimball.
Here.
Commissioner Ars.
Here.
Commissioner Strop.
Here.
Commissioner Wilhelmi.
Here.
Commissioner King. Commissioner Lewis.
Here.
If everybody can rise for the pledge of allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is the review and approval of the minutes from our last meeting. Does anybody have any changes that they would like to make?
No.
No? No? May I have a motion, please?
Move approval of the minutes as published.
I second.
We'll go ahead and do a voice. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. We have one item on the agenda this evening, but before we continue, just for those who may be watching over the streaming, we'd like to thank you for joining us, but we also wanted to let you know that there is nobody monitoring the comments from the streaming portion of this. It is view only at this time. We don't have a policy mechanism to take comments from the online feed. With that, I'd like to go ahead and move on to the first item on the agenda, which is going to be the annexation for Fire Station number 1. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to staff for their presentation, please.
Yes, some of you may recall our resolution on the 3 Mile Plan that included this into the potential area to annex. The board has been dealing with it as well, passed a couple resolutions, the last one after your action on the 3 Mile Plan. They accepted that, as well as, because it wasn't qualified, they designated it as eligible for annexation. So annexations themselves involve more than just a plat, like a subdivision. So as a primer, what we have is an annexation agreement, which really is a contract between the applicant, the owner, and the town that agrees to the terms of that annexation. This one is rather simple compared to Willow Springs, if you recall, because it's a small piece of property and already has existing development. So we also have a designation of a zoning in the agreement, and because it's PD, they will have a sketch plan to go along with that. So this is the location, again, located 1.5 mile west of Beacon Light Road on the north side of Highway 105. This is an aerial photo. This is the existing fire station that is there with the, obviously the driveways in and out. I might mention that on the north side and the east side, that's the upper and right, are already in the town limits, so it's adjacent. On the west, then, it is in the town of Palmer Lake. So these are the essentials of the annexation agreement as I see them. First of all, again, it's designated as planned development zoning. That requires, again, a PD sketch plan indicating the land use, and it indicates fire station. The existing use obviously is then a fire station as well, station number 1. Water service to the station is currently a well. Once it's able to connect to the town system, it will be required to do so. Right now our system is a little bit remote from here. Future plans and the water master plan do show that at some point we may be coming down 105. And at that time they will connect. That will include payment of a tap fee. And as always, the groundwater rights will be deeded to the town as a part of the agreement. The sanitation district of Palmer Lake is what currently serves this property. Any new construction, well, because it's a PD zone, require a plan development site plan, which will come to you if any improvements are made. The impact fees and other fees will be collected at that time of new construction, pending what that construction is. There's no metropolitan district involved, and there's no land dedication required. So staff recommends approval of the annexation and the agreement, which includes, again, the plan development zoning and its attached sketch plan.
Okay, and just so everybody knows, how we'll proceed from here is we'll have questions from the commissioners. Those will close, then we'll open up the floor for public comment. And then we can have additional questions if they are needed from the commissioners or from the applicant before we move forward, just so you know what to expect. So starting with the commissioners, are there any questions that anybody has?
I have none.
I do.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, this is an entity or a building that doesn't have any tax revenue. And so in general form, what benefit does it have by annexing it into the town?
Well, in terms of revenue stream, it would be what I mentioned as the potential impact fees upon improvements being done. Again, the tap fee if we get that water line in the road, and of course, the usage of the water that we would sell.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe even the applicant's up, you can ask them, or if you want to, you can ask someone it's their turn, what their incentive is, what their objective is.
Okay, good, thank you, will do. That was it, thank you.
I don't have any.
No questions. No questions.
Is the applicant present? Would they like to speak?
Yes. Chief Trudy is here.
Good evening. I'm Chief Trudy from Charlotte Monument Fire District. I really didn't come with anything prepared to say to you. We've approached the town. We are actually, as you saw from the map, we're kind of an island right now all by ourselves. We're in an unincorporated area. So it helps to clean up the corporation for it to be able to do that. The reason behind the annexation initially was because we were in the process of doing some work on the property, and the rules and the guidelines for the construction that we're doing are much easier to follow with the town than they are with the county. And in addition to that, we've continued to expand relationships with the town. We would rather work with the town. If you remember correctly, my board president was the police chief for the town for many years. And so we've got a great relationship with the town. It just makes sense for us to actually get out of the county and an unincorporated area and become part of a municipality. We think that we're in a good position, that if there's things that we can do for the town to help enhance the approach to the town, we are happy to work with you on that. So I guess that's kind of the simple of it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment.
Hi, my name is Gene Huesman. We live just to the south of where this is being planned across the highway.
Okay.
I think my base question is we're starting to get surrounded by the town. And what are the rules as far as when we would be forced to be annexed in, or is that a rule that if you're on three sides, then you can force us to annex into the town?
So is there any other comment you want to make? Because what I would do is, I don't think it's appropriate for us to
Okay.
answer that question, because annexation policy, we're not experts on it.
Got it?
So what I'd like to do is we'll hold that, and then perhaps the commissioners can ask the question of staff.
Okay,
At that
because
time.
that would be my concern of that annexing in, is that's gonna help surround us more, so.
Okay. Are you, right now, you're unincorporated El Paso
Correct.
County, and you're between Palmer Lake and Monument?
We are just to the south of the highway, so where the
Yeah.
horses are, if you're familiar with the property at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Meadow.
yeah.
okay.
If the commission so desires after comment for me to answer that question, I'll do that for you.
Yeah. Would anybody else like to comment? Sure, come on up, please.
Hi, my name's Dino Salvatore. I own the property adjacent and
North, south, east, west?
to the west,
Okay.
the one with the big parking lot there,
Okay.
the old bowling alley. There's if you look at the picture where the driveway goes around the back of that, and I have a plotted map if you need it, but there's an encroachment for the fire departments to come onto my property, I guess, is what I'm saying. And so I'm here just to say, I'm okay with you guys doing that, whatever. if I have to do something to give an easement. I don't want to be in monument, okay?
Okay,
But it does cross over into my property, so I'm just saying, whatever, I don't know what it takes, I don't know planning or none of that, but if I can do an easement, to say they can have it forever, I'm willing to do that. So,
okay.
I think it's a good move that if they get this passed, I really do, just for the whole area, but,
Is it, so you mentioned an encroachment?
Yeah.
Is it, do you know, are you,
I can,
Where?
I had a piece of paper here. It's probably in my, no, wait, it might be in my car, but I have it,
so you're saying that the plat right now for the fire department and the plat for your piece of property at some
Yes.
point overlap each other?
yeah, if you, on the picture there, if you look, you see where the parking lot comes in angle towards the highway? See where their driveway goes around there? How it curves?
Yeah?
Let me show you here.
Oh, you have a map view, right?
Pardon me?
You have a map view of the plot?
If you look, that's all I have.
This is it,
I've
okay.
got two of them here, but, this little piece right here, this is the driveway.
See this
Okay.
line?
And it says, on the apparent, this
Oh,
little
yeah, yeah,
half
I
circle
see
here.
that,
It's
okay.
not much, I mean, it's just this little piece.
So it, I do see, so I'm just gonna
I
move
just
past
don't
it now
want
so
to
you guys
mess
can
you
see
guys
too.
up
It's
for what
this
you're doing.
little sliver here.
Okay.
So, it's a little, there's a crescent moon-shaped overlap that he is saying is an encroachment. Have you guys, Chief Trudy, have the two of you?
We've not talked, I mean, I've seen him before, that's it.
Okay,
I heard, I got a letter in the mail, a certified letter,
yeah.
that I didn't look at till yesterday.
But yeah, so that's a purpose, I mean, the letter, that's good that you got it because
Yeah.
it's the reason why you're here, so that's
And so
kind
then
of
I called
the underlying code.
my old property owner, my landlord, you know, when I was renting. I'm like, hey, you told me this was the deal, you know, so I got this today from the surveyor that did the property, and he sent this to me.
Okay,
And so I wanted to come tonight, just say, I don't want it to mess up what they're doing.
right,
What I'm saying is, he did say, I was just gonna donate it, but he says if I do that, then I'm gonna mess up the plot one or something.
okay,
He said, so just give him an easement forever. And
Okay.
so if I can do that, I'm here to do that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want anything, my property to interfere with anything anybody's doing in monument,
okay.
okay?
Well, thank you for coming forward.
Sure.
That,
All right.
appreciate it very much. Oh, okay, so there is, in the back, there is a sign-in sheet of.
Okay.
We'll have you put down your name and your address there.
All right.
You will
Do
need to
do you want this address or my home address?
your home, where it's most easy for us to reach you, so probably your
Okay.
home address.
Home address, okay.
That would be appreciated.
You bet.
So, thank you. I'm gonna close public comment just so I can ask staff a couple questions, and I can reopen it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And also the other gentleman needs
Oh.
to sign in.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
I didn't know you did, sorry. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to close public comment if there's nobody else who wishes to speak. And I have questions for you, so a couple questions. The easement issue, with that, the annexation we can move forward, but if this is an overlap in the plating, which I will leave it to you to resolve, we'll need to have an easement attached to have the entire property to be able to come in. So Larry, how would you like to approach that issue?
We are annexing by legal description the ownership parcel that the
Okay.
fire district owns.
Okay, so that would not include the encroached part, but then the fire department and the property owner would need to execute an easement agreement between the two of them to allow the fire department access into the other piece of property to continue their,
Yeah, or
Business.
move the driveway, whatever they choose to do.
okay, so there's two parts to it. So for your purpose, we can look at the straight line plat, which is going to be part of the annexation. You may want to introduce yourself.
We're familiar with each other.
Okay, but for you to continue operations without having to change the structure of your property, I don't know if your construction plans, how that will affect it.
Yeah, they don't affect that portion of it.
So If you want an easement, the two of you should talk, and if not, then just however you can back up off his line would be great. But ultimately, it's not going to affect the annexation of the fire department portion. So we're all good there. And then the question for you would be the issue of being forced into an annexation. Can you address that one, Larry?
I guess just philosophically, I don't believe the town is interested in forcing any annexations. Secondly, it would have to be an enclave. There's two ways, but the way it would probably work is it's an enclave, meaning it's already surrounded by the town. And then the town has the right to annex it. The other way is that if it's a part of a larger annexation and 50% of the people that own more than 50% of the land petition for the annexation, that's another way someone that maybe wasn't in favor of it could be annexed. I don't see at this point in time any direction of that sort for this piece of property where they live.
And by enclave, you're not, it's not on three sides, that's actually where something becomes donutted around.
Surrounded, yes.
Completely. So that's not your situation at this time.
Right.
So it would not be like a little isolated island. Does that address your question?
I guess I'd like one clarification, and that is, if at some point town of Palmer Lake takes over the other subdivision right there, and we're surrounded by monument, Palmer Lake's here, is that considered an enclave?
No, it has to be the town of Monument surrounding it, not two municipalities.
Okay.
Okay. So just for the record and for those who may be streaming, the question was asked if the property owner who had commented earlier has Monument on one side and Palmer Lake on the other, does that constitute an enclave? And the answer from staff is that no, it does not. Just so those who may be following on streaming can keep track of the conversation. Does anybody have any commissioners, based on the comments, have any further questions? Go ahead.
Question, speaking of an enclave, there's a church on Knollwood that is an enclave that's surrounded by the town of Monument. Why have we not annexed that? Or what is the purpose of that?
They haven't asked and we haven't pursued it.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Sir, any further questions?
Yeah.
I have no further questions.
No.
Sir? Okay, having no further questions from the commissioners, I'd like to go ahead and close comment period. Does anybody have a motion?
I move to recommend approval of Fire Station Number 1 annexation and annexation agreement based on the findings that the proposed development complies with all standards and criteria for approval.
No, we have a second? And can we have a roll call vote, please?
Chairman Glover,
Aye.
Co-Chairman Dick,
Yes.
Commissioner Kimple,
Yes.
Commissioner Ars,
Yes.
Commissioner Strop,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilhelmie,
Yes.
and Commissioner King,
Who's sitting in the audience?
sitting in the audience. He's here, so.
All right, so the motion passes. Thank you. And now, I'd like to go ahead and move on to item number 5 on our agenda, if there's public comment on anything that's not on the agenda tonight. So seeing none, I'm gonna close the public comment period. We'll move on to reports and communications. Does anybody, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you again, sir. Does you have any reports for the board? No?
No,
Ma'am?
thank
No, ma'am.
Sir? No, I have none.
None. Not for me. So.
No. Staff? Do you have
Yeah,
any reports for us?
We've got a couple things. You signed the Mylar, so we got that out of the way. We have another situation where we'd like to know from the commissioners, and it will be changing obviously in January, so it'd be those that are remaining, whether or not you would entertain a time change of the meeting itself, whether that's earlier at 6 or earlier at 5:30, and what might be the issues with that we need to consider.
Sure.
No
Three.
problem.
No
On
problem
my
here?
part.
No problem here?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
6 would be no problem at all. 5:30 might be cutting it close, but
Okay.
6 is definitely no problem.
all right, we appreciate that. The last thing that I have anyway is that, well, actually, let me interject something. That we will be appointing commissioners to fill the commission on Monday night. And we've got everybody's wishes, including, here's Mr. Kimple, accommodated in that. And all of the members of the commission that were alternates and the members who still are not termed out, as well as one member of the BOA, having already been appointed to boards, are being recommended to move on to the commission. And we have 2 others that have applied, and we'll need 1 more to be on the regular commission and 1 as an alternate. So we'll be making a recommendation to that effect on Monday night to the board. So hopefully they will pass that, and we'll have a full commission come first meeting in January.
Just to note, Larry, I won't be present on Monday if we need.
You don't have to be there.
Okay, cool.
That's the way I wrote it was, you know, you've already been serving. And so it really doesn't make sense to get somebody on new and have them get oriented when we have somebody that's been around a while. So hopefully they'll follow my guidance on that. The last thing is tablets. We have tablets that are available for the commissioners. And what that would allow is if you are here during a meeting, it would allow you to look at those tablets and see the packet rather than having to print out and or bring a copy of the packet itself. And so we kind of wanted to know of those people that are going to stay, whether or not that would be something handy for you to have.
So you just provided to us at the time of the meeting, is that what you're saying?
I believe that the board has them as well. I believe that they will be
Signed out?
such that you can take them with you. Is that your understanding, Teresa?
Yeah, I think we'd have to confirm with Drew, but I think previously didn't you sign off on them or something of that nature? And then we brought him back to update them, and then it got to where not very many people were actually using them, so we started bringing 2 or 3 to the meeting as a addition, so.
So are you proposing bringing them to the meeting or having a sign for them? I'm just,
Yeah, we have a form.
Preference.
It's signed that you sign out for it, becomes a responsibility. And we also like to be able to send emails to a town address. Because if there's some issue comes up legally and we're sending emails to your personal address, all of those emails could be subject for a public discussion. So you might want to think about that as well. We can have the remaining commissioners assigned a town email. And we'll talk further about that, and if you think about it a bit, see how you want to go with the tablets and the email. Does that cover everything, Teresa, that you're aware of?
And we'll reiterate some of this in the January meeting as well.
We do expect to have a January meeting. Right at this time, we're moving as fast as we can to try to get a project on that agenda. With the holidays and the advertising period, we're going to see, hopefully we can do that, otherwise it'll be on February. And I know the applicants are anxious to get it before you in January, so it's a good chance that'll happen.
Or training,
Or training?
yeah.
Okay, well, training's good.
We, again, depending on how busy we are with an actual project, we were also considering some little extra, especially for the newer, members who maybe haven't gone through some of the planning 101 that many of you have in the past. We might need kind of a refresh, as well as Martin from, our Code Rewrite project is wanting to present to us. That might be, we're working on maybe just having him do it digitally, versus, having him come here physically. It may be just, maybe on the TVs, we'll have like a,
Like a Skype.
yeah, like a Skype. We're kind of developing that ability. So, some fun stuff maybe in January.
That's all I have.
And then that looks like it's gonna be it. Next meeting, January 8th, 6:30. Everybody has the agenda for 2020 on the bottom of your packages. And thank you, guys. It's been lovely to serve with you. This is
Are you gonna change the time of the meeting maybe on the 8th, based on the
I
questions
think
you
we'll wait.
just
We'll give it a time. We'll go again at 6:30 in January.
Okay.
And so that we have plenty of time to get adjusted to it.
Okay. Just one.
And we'll also ask the new commissioners that aren't here tonight.
Okay.
There's one of them. Are you okay with that? Okay.
Well, you got 4 of us, or 5 of us right now.
Yeah, and there's the 2 others that are new applicants.
So,
So formally thank Michelle for her hard work, dedication. I mean, I've only gotten to know Michelle a little bit for this year, but obviously it's a lot that we're gonna use in terms of knowledge and experience and good questions to ask. So that will truly miss. So thank you, Michelle, for everything you've done.
It's been great serving with you guys. So, and with that, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
thank you. Okay.
What are you guys gonna do with your free time?
I'm gonna leave this up on the deck here.
I will see you at Black Forest Cafe.
It's a good plan. All right. Same here.
Mike says, one of these days we'll see you in the audience.
Okay.
Questions
Lovely though, is
I expect
I
nothing
watched
less.
on the video.
Yeah, but we don't monitor the questions.
I know, we don't.
So that's what you gotta do, you gotta pick up the most. Why haven't you figured out how you cannot answer our
Well,
questions?
I actually, I brought it up a couple months ago, actually, to the mayor.
Yeah,
and
well,
said
what
that
else
we
would
have a
I
policy
do?
right now.
Second
So I told him, I would very much like to have a policy that allows for written input in the form of letters, or in the form of just like, some type of like written email comment.
Makes sense.
But we can't do it right now.
So all they deal with is physical.
There's no policy, it's not.
Setbacks, arguments like that.
Well, there has to be a policy that allows it, because there has to be guidelines, and all that stuff.
The criteria is such that it's hard to prove that you're.
This one's so nice. Happy New Year.
What else do you do?
Have a New Year. Merry Christmas.
Chris, Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'll be here till probably
See you, in 2020.
July.
That's right. I remember you saying a few
I
months.
just
in
started
the
my
year.
house, so my goal is finishing by in July.
Stay on top of this contract.
Oh, I'm trying.
All right, Commissioner Dick.
He just answered our question.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, we'll see you in 2020.
Yeah, I'm building. I just started.
Yeah, I got.
It took 2 years to build.
Well, it's a lot of stuff.
Who's your I'm my own contractor, so I can't yell at contractors because I know how it is. It's easier instead of you going through all the chairs.
Oh,